Hello students, welcome to the class of TYBCom. Dear students, in this pandemic situation arise due to COVID-19, we are not able to enjoy our regular method of teaching learning process. But due to modern technology, we can continue learning with it. Myself, Dr. J.K. Sale, our subject, Business Regulatory Framework. Chapter 1st, Law of Contract and topic Law of Contract. Today we are going to learn Law of Contract, elements of valid contract and classification of contracts. So let's start with the Law of Contract. Topic Law of Contract, Indian Contract Act 1872. Introduction of Contract. It is the most important branch of business law and is of particular importance to people engaged in trade, commerce, and industry, as bulk of their business transactions are based on contracts. Indian Contract Act 1872 is the main source of law regulating contracts in Indian law, as subsequently amended. It determines the circumstances in which promise made by the parties to a contract shall be legally binding on them. Meaning of contract. A contract is an agreement made between two or more parties and enforced by the law. The Contract Act is the most important and basic part of mercantile law. In our day-to-day life, we not only enter into many contracts but also perform them. For example, when we purchase household goods, stationery items, we enter into a contract with the shopkeeper. Second example, when we travel by rickshaw, bus, railway, etc., we enter into a contract with the cab driver, a bus transport company, or railways. Similarly, when we go to see a film in a theater, when we give a loan to friends, when we look a flat with a builder, when we purchase milk from the milkman, we do enter into different contracts. Definition of contract. The first definition is Sir Frederick Pollock. Every agreement and promise enforceable by law is a contract. Second definition is Salmond. A contract is an agreement creating and defining obligations between the parties. What is an agreement? Agreement proposal plus acceptance of proposal is equal to promise. An agreement is a very wide term. It may be either a social or legal agreement. In the case of social or domestic agreements, it is presumed that the parties concerned do not intend to create any legal relationship. In this slide, now we will discuss essential elements of a valid contract. All contracts are agreements, but all agreements are not contracts. The first point is two or more parties. There must be at least two or more persons to form a contract. The person who makes the proposal is called the promisor, and the person to whom the proposal is made is called the promisee. Thereafter, next point is proposal and acceptance. There must be a lawful proposal by one party and a lawful acceptance of that proposal by the other party for constituting a valid agreement. The acceptance of a proposal must be absolute and unconditional. It must be properly communicated to the proposee. A proposal when accepted becomes a promise or an agreement. Next point is intention to create legal relationship. When two parties enter into an agreement, their intention must be to create a legal relationship between them. Next point, free consent. There must be free consent of parties to the agreement. According to section 13, two or more persons are said to consent when they agree upon the same thing in the same sense. A consent can be said to be free only when it is not caused by undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, or mistake. Next point is competent parties. The parties to the agreement must be capable of entering into a valid contract. Next point is lawful object. The object of an agreement must be lawful. For example, A, B, and C enter into an agreement for the division among them of gains acquired or to be acquired by them by fraud. The agreement is void as its object is unlawful. Thereafter, next point is lawful consideration. The term consideration in simple language means something in returns. The agreement is legally enforceable only when both the parties give something and get something in return. The intention of the parties to create a legal relationship can be ascertained by the presence or absence of consideration. The last point is legal formalities. According to the Indian Contract Act, an agreement may either be oral or in writing. If it is required by any law to have an agreement in writing with proper stamping, registration, and attestation, such legal formalities must be complied with such agreement enforceable by law. So, these were the various elements of a valid contract. I hope all of you must have understand these elements of valid contract. In this slide, now we will discuss kinds or classification of contracts. The following are some kinds of contracts. First is on the basis of mode of formation. Second is on the basis of extent of execution. Third is on the basis of form of contracts. And last, on the basis of validity. So, these are some of the mentioned meaning on the basis of mode of formation. First point is express contracts. If the terms of a contract are expressly agreed upon either verbally or written at the time of the formation, of contracts. The contract is said to be an express contract. Second point is implied contracts. It is said to be implied when we have to infer a contract from the conduct of the parties. Here, contracts will be created by act or conduct of the parties concerned. For example, first example is if a coolie lifts a passenger's luggage to be carried out of the railway station, there is an implied contract that the passenger will have to pay for services of a coolie. Second example of implied contract is A enters a hotel and takes a lunch. It is an implied contract that he has to pay the cost of lunch after taking it. Next point, kinds of contract is on the basis of extent of execution or performance of contract. The first point is executed contract. When both the parties to the contract have fulfilled their respective obligations, then it is known as an executed contract. For example, P agrees to construct a house for Q for rupees 5 lakh. Accordingly, P constructs the house and Q pays the agreed amount. Here, both the parties have performed their respective obligations and hence the contract is said to be executed. Second point is executory contract. A contract is said to be executory when it is not yet executed or performed. For example, P promises to construct a house and Q promises to pay P for the same. Here, both obligations are to be performed at some time in future. Third point is unilateral contract. Unilateral contracts means one-sided contract. The contract is one in which only one party has to fulfill its obligation at the time of formation of the contract. The other party having fulfilled its own obligation or before time, the contract comes into existence. For example, A permits railway porter to carry his luggage and place it in the compartment. The contract comes into existence as soon as the luggage is placed in the compartment. Now, only A has to fulfill his obligation of paying the charges to the porter. The next point is kind of contracts is on the basis of form of contracts. The first point is formal contract. It includes contracts of record and contracts under seal, since their validity depends on the form in which they are made. The contracts of record may contain a judgment of a court. Second point is simple contract. All contracts other than formal contracts are termed as simple contracts. All simple contracts must be supported by consideration. Simple contracts are recognized by Indian law if supported by consideration subject to certain expectation. Next kinds of contract is on the basis of validity. First point is valid contract. A valid contract is an agreement which is binding and enforceable. Such a contract satisfies all the conditions of enforceability as laid down in the section 10 of the Contract Act. Second point is void contract. The Contract Act, a contract which cases to be enforceable by law, becomes void when it cases to be enforceable. For example, P offers to play the hero's role in Q's movie. Q accepts P's offer. Later on, P dies. This contract was valid at the time of its formation, but became void on the death of P. So, these were the various kinds of contracts. I hope all of you must have understood these kinds or classification of contracts. Thank you.